live stream on the internet. Recently, I found this green shulker box, which conveniently enough is filled with a bunch of blocks of iron, and I figured, you know what, let's go to the Nether and let's do something we haven't done in a very long time. Let's mine some obsidian, because I, as part of my weird console to Bedrock Nether, have a lot more end pillar or obsidian pillars than most people normally do, and it looks kind of ugly the way they combine, so I figure, why not, you know, rather than just saying that it's ugly, why not fix it, you know? Why not do what the plastic surgeons of this world do every day, and rather than, you know, saying that an issue is bad, why not put my desires into fixing that? So that's what I'm doing precisely today. I'm going to grab a couple of shulker boxes, I'm going to go to my end, and I'm going to mine some some obsidian. And interestingly enough, this is going to be my first time mining obsidian with a efficiency 5 pickaxe, with a beacon, with haste on, and we're going to be doing those at the same time, which means this will be the fastest we've ever mined obsidian. So it's the slowest mined block in the game, but we're mining it the fastest you possibly can. I'm really curious. Is the difference between Netherite and not Netherite such a big deal? Or is it not? We'll be finding out today. Because this is like the biggest reason to have a Netherite pickaxe. Like, when it comes to like, oh yeah, you can mine every block slightly faster. Here's Netherrack with a Netherite pickaxe. As you can see, fast. Here's Netherite with a diamond pickaxe, as you can see, literally equally fast. You might think, oh no, there's a difference there. It's literally, so both blocks are at the instant mine level, so you actually don't have a difference. But for some blocks, it'll be noticeable, and those blocks would be particularly interesting if they were the ones. Hey, thank you, Whitey, for becoming a channel member. Wow, YouTube became a channel member on YouTube. Isn't that beautiful? Also, Silent Stormer says, hi, you interrupt me watching your hour-long Let's Play. I'm trying so hard not to make them an hour. I'm just not very good at it. Also, you should sneak into the Mojang office and do the cave update yourself. Thank you very much for the suggestion. Honestly, you know, one day we might have to do that. I mean, that is a crime, and I will be recording it for a video, which is an easy way to get arrested. But besides that, I think it's a great idea. So, yeah, I haven't really been to the end after the Nether update, but I'm excited to be here because, again, you can see right here that for some... I can actually explain why and how it happened, but because the console version of my seed had pillars like there, etc., and the Bedrock version of the seed had differently placed pillars, the two pillars combined in a really ugly way. And personally, I really enjoy the effect when you destroy an entire pillar. So yeah, we're going to be destroying another one of these. And the nice side benefit we get of destroying pillars all the way down to this layer is that we also get a bunch of obsidian, so we can try and make a gold farm later or something. Because who doesn't like gold farm? I mean, like given right now especially, you need a gold farm, right? So yeah, let's go ahead. Oh, we didn't place down the beacon. Let's go back down. You know, waste for firework, but that's fine. I am rich in the firework department. So now we're gonna make a mega beacon after we kill this enderman. So yeah, one of the cool benefits, we covered the end in glass, you might have noticed, and it meant that no enderman could spawn here. But right now, that doesn't work so well, and it's a tragedy. So yeah, we'll just kind of place it here-ish, because I think we want it to be in range of... Oh, my god, I hate endermen so much. I hate them so much. Have I mentioned that one before? I don't think that's come up. Can I talk about how much I dislike endermen? I think it's something essential to do. Anyway, so we're just gonna mine this block right here, and we need, what is it, like 9 by 9, 7 by 7, 5 by 5, 3 by 3. So we'll just kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Little bit dangerously close to the portal. Some of my iron blocks will fall in later, and that's going to be a tragedy, but that's fine. Let's make a mega beacon. If we even can, actually. I generally haven't considered if we have enough iron for this or not. I think we're going to be a few blocks short. Anyway, yeah, about an hour or two of obsidian mining, says Makana Huffman. The reality behind these streams is you're not excited for the obsidian mining, although maybe you are. Like, I think sometimes in Minecraft, you can take pleasure in the basic tasks, and sometimes those basic tasks can be things as simple as like, oh yeah, the thing I'm going to take pleasure in today is going to be mining obsidian, you know? Simple things are nice too. If you and your friend need to push a button at the exact same time, so you start counting down, to that moment, what number do you start counting down from? So it's like, oh yeah, we got to start pushing the button. I guess you'd go 3, right? Like 3. I personally would go 5 because like 5, 4, 3. It gives you like a rhythm. 3, 2, 1 is like, you know, it's a big problem. And also 3, 2, 1 leaves it very up in the air about do you go on 1 or do you go on go? Like 3, 2, 1, go, or is it 3, 2, 1? You know, and that's how it goes. It should obviously be. Oh god, yeah, we. I don't have enough iron to make a haste 2 beacon. It's a tragedy. So what we do instead is we just, like, leave these off to the side, I guess. And we place our beacon in the center. And it will still work as a level 2 beacon. Actually, we can place it over here, too. This is the wacky thing about how beacons work. It feels wrong, but it is right. I assure you of that much. So let's just go ahead and let's make this a haste beacon, shall we? Man, you ever realize how much iron beacons require? Isn't there just something weird about this? Like, I don't know why, it's slightly offsetting to me. Your last video of this inspired this on my world, says Defen Vart. It's so sad because I'm actually going to be removing all of it soon. Or, like, it's not going to be removed by choice. But I've decided that the next big project I'm doing on my end requires me to effectively destroy all of this. Because it's something I think every end should do. And I wanted to get it done now rather than later. So we're gonna be doing something painful to our end. And, yeah, I don't like to think about it. So instead, let's see how fast we can mine a block of obsidian using this. Here is my efficiency 2 diamond pickaxe. As you can see, it takes about 6 seconds, give or take. Nice. And here is my efficiency 5 netherite pickaxe. Actually, it's pretty fast. We can, like, really start to tear through this, huh? So again, average geography video. You might not believe this, but this country actually borders France. Says Lorenz Magic. You know, that's true. Every country borders France in some way. Also, Toget Tax says Lindsay. Thank you, Lindsay, for the £1.37. I wonder what a very specific thing that is. Make it a level 3 sound effects. And wait, am I even getting, like, the effect from up here? I don't think I am, right? Like, it looks like I am, but also... Huh. Okay, I am, I guess. I can't see it in the top right. Am I crazy? Is Toycat high? I am at Y89. I don't know if you consider that high, personally. I would say it's pretty mediocre in the grand scheme of things. What's with all the glass as Satan's... You know, fun name you have. You know, let's do that thing where, like, the one question everyone's going to ask, let's just not address it. Because the thing is, like, the obvious questions that people come and ask without being aware of the stream are going to come up over and over and over again. So answering it doesn't actually help us. It only hurts those who actually know what's going on. And you're the people who I care about. How do you stop the urge of cheating in Minecraft? I keep having it whenever I play on a survival world. It's kind of like, how do you stop the desire to shoplift in the real world? Like, I mean, it's easier than not shoplifting. I mean, it's not easier, but it's like, it's cheaper. No, the reality is you kind of get to... Like, in Minecraft, you've got to have your own set of rules, right? And the reality is you'll usually have more fun if you stick to survival. Every time something goes bad, you're going to want to be like, oh yeah, I'll hop in creative and fix this one out. And maybe that's just like certain personality types are geared towards that sort of thinking. I don't know for sure. I'm not the psychologist here today. But what I am today is here to say I'm the best rapping Minecraft YouTuber that's not in the USA. This is quality content, says iStream. I agree. I mean, if you think about it, like, you can't even see anything right now. That's what makes it even more beautiful, in my opinion. Like, it's interesting because on my screen it's really clear, but I basically can't see anything right now. So I think we should, like, place some torches down just to avoid this particular thing. So we're gonna mine a block out real quick, and we're gonna do that. But I zoned out for a second, and he's talking about shoplifting. So many people say they zone out during my streams. It's like, man, these are the wrong streams to zone out on. You zone out for a second, and we'll be talking about the relative, you know, like, non-value of a human life, you know. So you're so good at Minecraft. You did in 7 years what I could do in 20 years. So I'm about 3 times as good at Minecraft as you are, huh? It's funny because like, when you try and compliment someone, you usually use hyperbole. Like, that's like probably a realistic compliment. Like, you know, rather than saying like you're the prettiest person in the world, you should probably be more like, oh yeah, you are moderately attractive. You don't look awful if you put some effort into yourself. That's what compliments should be, right? Like, compliments should be like, hey Toycat, I don't want you to die in a car crash tomorrow. Also, thank you, Tippy Tricks Gaming. Good to see you today, or any day. You know what? I'm not sure. But I'm glad that you're enjoying the stream. I think we've got some high quality, good stuff going on today. Look at this. Look at this delight that we're seeing right here. Thank you, Toto Cat. Exactly, right? If you guys just put a little more effort into yourself, you'd look pretty good at best. Like, because the problem with compliments is, like, we use hyperbole. You know, we try to like make them the biggest and the best. But, like, you can only say that so many times before, like, you run out of the meaning. Like, effectively, again, I've said this before because I think that lying is something we do all the time, and we like to think that we don't like lying, but we're all secretly pathological liars, and it's like hard to untrain yourself from that. But a great example is just something as simple as like, hey, $30 to jump off the edge. I'd survive that fall. Give me $30 and I'll jump off the edge. Oh, you mean off the end? That's a bad deal. Actually, something. Okay, wait. I've decided to stop evading taxes, Whitey. Thank you very much. Wait, I responded to it before it was on screen. Do you see that? I can predict the future. Every 60 seconds in Africa, a minute passes. I literally just watched both your Netherite streams and your Blackstone stream, and I only got like 40 debris. It's crazy to me how different people's results have been. There's something I'd love to dive into because it comes up in this week's Seed Sunday, but ancient debris does actually generate according to a certain bit of math in your world. That means that some people will go for a thing. Twigcat, please don't die in a car crash tomorrow. Oh, thank you so much, Nerdy Pug. Honestly, what I want to like go through, I think this would be fun, is if we can get that to be like, you know how like I'm Welsh is like a thing people super chat sometimes is like a, you know, like showing that they watch the stuff, but like don't have anything to, you know, like they don't have anything specific they want to say. They just want to say, hey, I like this stuff. Here's my proof word. You know what would be kind of interesting to me is if we have like one of those be like, I hope you don't die in a car crash tomorrow, just so that people start watching the stream and they're like, wait, what? Why is everyone wishing Toycat not to die in a car crash? Wait, today I almost died in a car crash. Wait, chat, I've got an update. I didn't know. I can't say for sure till I watch the footage back. But twice today, at one point today, I was going like 15 miles an hour on my little scooty, and someone just ahead of me, like, I don't know why, they literally swerved across the road. From there, like, I was going in my lane, and they were going this way, and they swerved right into me and stopped at like the last minute. And it's like, what were they trying to do? There was no parking space. There was no reason. Maybe they were just trying to reverse. Are you going to be in a car tomorrow though? Says Liam Vandermeer. That's a good question actually. No, probably not actually. No cars for me tomorrow. 50 miles per hour, so I can't speed. I should say 15. 1-5. 1-5. It's 1 followed by a 5. 15. 1-5. 15. Like 5 less than 20, 5 more than 10. 15. 1-5. A 5 after a 1. Not before the 1. You need your own G Fuel flavor. It can be cave update flavored, so like mushrooms and like diamonds. That'll be my flavor. Anyway, so people don't know how to drive. But then a second guy, so I was on like a major road. I'll admit this was like a really major road. It was like a very, very wide thing. And a guy like pulled in front of me and honked loudly as he like basically, I don't know, he was very mad with the world, and he took it out on me, the e-scooter rider in front of him, right? But yeah, basically, what button to use to open the effects menu on your controller? Says Twisted Girl, Go G54. Left on my controller is, on my D-pad is chat. Up is pick block, as you can see. And then down, right is doing everyone's favorite thing, emotes. We can do the over there thing and get in some serious trouble. And then down is mob effects, is what it's called. I finally got a job, and the first thing I'm going to do is donate to my favorite YouTuber. I am fiscally responsible. See, it's only fiscally irresponsible to do so if you are taking money, like, if you're not budgeting your money and just like, I have so much money, I can just give it away. Like, if you don't want to tip me and you're choosing to do so as like a frivolous expense, I would say that's a bad thing. But if you have like an entertainment budget, and everyone should have an entertainment budget because we all need entertaining. It's like how you can not budget for food, but you'll end up buying food. You need entertainment, and if you feel like giving the entertainment budget to something that entertains you, that's a great idea. But yeah, you're not necessarily fiscally responsible unless you don't care, in which case, thank you for the money, friendo. A car almost ran me over today. They were going too fast. What, the other day someone passed me as the other lane was ending, so they passed me in a single lane. I just had that moment today twice where I was like, oh yeah, I die. If someone else is a bad driver, I die. Like, it's, you know, the rules of the road is that you're safest if you're in the biggest vehicle. Which, like, I guess I get it. Like, I guess, like, sure. You gotta, you know, like, that's just how physics work. But there's also a sad thing that, like, oh yeah, also the biggest vehicle is the most polluting one. You know, usually. That's the rule of things. With the exception being, like, a bus, because it's per person, not so polluting. But it's like, that's like a negative externality, right? Like, we should somehow make the most polluting cars the least safe. Like, that if you get in a car crash and you're in a big truck or whatever, it should explode into a fireball. That's the only fair way I can see that should go. Anyway, I was in a cab the other day, and for some reason the cab was going very fast, or my mind just perceived it that way. The thing about speed is we think that we have a speedometer in our heads, like we can accurately tell how fast something's going. But the only thing that we can accurately tell is acceleration. We have no real clue about, like, again, this is so obvious to anyone who's, like, thought about it. But we can't tell how fast something's going, which is why if you get a go-kart going 1/10 the speed, or like not 1/10, if you get a go-kart going literally 1/10 the speed that a plane goes, the go-kart feels so much faster. Likewise, when you're in a plane, you hit cruising altitude really, really early in a plane, and therefore, if you've been in a plane, you know that you're going literally across the world in a matter of half a day or something, but it feels like, oh yeah, I'm not really going anywhere at all. Because, you know, it's the same thing, another thing is like, if you jump on a train or a plane, hey, thank you, Barnacle Jake. Thank you for becoming a channel member. I hope you die in your sleep is the best. I hope you don't die in your sleep. Wow. You know, you don't have to be so mean to me. I don't know what I did to deserve this. The reason why everything feels still on a ferry. Yeah, right, it's all about relative acceleration. If something kept accelerating forever, you'd feel like it was going fast forever. And when something accelerates real fast, you feel like you're going faster when you're not. This is why electric cars feel so much faster than gas-powered ones or whatever it's called. Yeah, like gasoline, petroleum. But like they always feel faster because they accelerate so much faster. I'm so scared of getting hit by a car. I get nervous every time someone drives past me, lol. Honestly, whenever, like, after I was done, like, my first time, like, done with the scooter, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get back in a car and I'm gonna, like, see how people drive and, like, try and work it out. And then I realized, like, oh yeah, all it takes is one person having, like, it's kind of like, there was this YouTube streamer who got depressed, drove the wrong way down a road, and killed a family of 4. All it takes is one depressed human being, one person who decides that they don't like how their life is going and they want to die, and they can not only die themselves, they can die you too. They can make you not alive by extension of themselves, because we have these scary things that are just on us all the time. Again, it's like if we all had, like, I was gonna say, like, guns on us all the time, and then, you know, we could go into a nice America joke. But it's, like, even scarier than that, right? It's like if we had, like, it's like if we had dead man switches on us. We're like, oh yeah, if someone annoys me slightly the wrong way, I pull the dead man switch and I explode. It's like we all had suicide vests on at all times. Like, yep, this kills me, but it also kills you, huh? And it'd be insane for us not to realize that we should not have these things on us. I think I went too far around and now I'm so lost that I genuinely don't know. So I'm gonna just fly up to the top again. Because oh, okay, we're in the right place. I made a mistake. It's fine. Making mistakes is human. Everyone does it, right? Thank God I'm mentally stable right now. German Wings vibes. So yeah, German Wings, there was so if anyone doesn't know, there was a pilot, or I think it was the co-pilot, but there was a guy who was in charge of a plane of over a couple hundred people, and he was sad and depressed, so he crashed the plane into a mountain. And admittedly, he's not crashing the plane into another plane driver, but that plane is filled with 200 people. Wait, German Wings crash. How many people were aboard that plane? Let's just quickly, German Wings crash. 144 passengers, survivors 0. 144 people, 150 fatalities, because also, like, crew, I guess, are the other 6. Also, you're not, like, I don't want to be that guy here. I don't want to be that guy. What is the list price for an A320? An A320 costs about 77 million. So not only, again, just just to really drive this one home. Not only did he kill 150 people, lame, whatever. He also destroyed a giant piece of metal worth 77 million, which is more than a person generally will make in their lifetime, combined. And also, like, not even more than a person makes, more than your lineage will make. If you have a family, like a nuclear family of, you and a person, and then 3 children, and then those 3 children all have nuclear families, all of you combined won't earn that amount. Destroyed. Boom. Into a mountain. It's gone. It's gone forever. And also 150 lives. But like, what are the lives when you compare them to the 70s? An A320, a handmade craft. Anyway, thank you, Seamus. Sambo says, speaking of that, I actually leave to go to work. I've been watching it for years, and I'm glad I can finally interact. Thank you for the years of entertainment. Thank you, Sambo, for the years of entertainment. Wait. Thank you. I'm going to work it out why you've entertained me for years. But thank you. Don't thank me. Thank yourself. Also, can you play with me on Xbox? My gamer tag is Ginger Ninja FC 679. I can't. Well, I mean, I can play with you on Xbox, but I shan't. You get me? Like, I could eat 15 bananas, but I am not going to. And I could play on Xbox, but also I'm not going to. Took this is whack, but we're talking about traffic accidents. They almost got into a 1 because someone's trying to drive circles around my sister's car on a highway. The interesting thing, though, right, Julian Coy, is that everyone has this story of a time they almost got in a car crash, and the onus is always on the other person. Some of the times it was because of you, right? Some of the times you did that. You got confused yesterday when I said I'm going to school. NZ just had a 2-week winter break, same as Christmas break for you. Anyway, Toycat tax. Thank you very much for the Toycat tax. I actually did work it out in the end. I think it was probably like after you'd gone, or maybe you didn't realize I was talking about you. But it's a whole thing. I came from watching Green in MC Championships. You better be more interested in that, or I'll go back there instead. I'll be honest with you right here. What are you gonna watch? A competitive competition with a bunch of YouTubers doing their thing, or a single guy playing Minecraft and mining Obsidian with haste? What are you gonna do? You can take this either way you want, but this is the high quality entertainment we're all here for. You want to see it? I'm gonna reach the bottom soon. Oh yeah, that's glorious, isn't it? How do I actually get out there? I think I'm stuck in here. But yeah, if you think that watching people play you can make your own decisions. I'm just saying, the clear decision is here, and it's that you should do this. Why don't you do more collabs, says Spoon God? Collabs are like a lot of interaction and effort, and like it's a very different process to what you normally do as a YouTuber. And also finding like a YouTuber who wants to do it. It's like why do I eat Taco Bell so much more by myself than with someone else? And it's like, man, finding someone to eat Taco Bell with is like a real struggle. We're all, sometimes we're just looking for someone to eat Taco Bell with in our life, right? And the reality is we won't always find someone. But yeah, it's a lot of effort, and so for some people, like, being social is the default mode, but that's not all. Hashtag not all YouTubers, Hashtag not all YouTubers. Anyway, so I am gonna fly back up. This is really wasteful when we just fly back up every time. I'm just gonna use my scaffolding, because that shows that it's a work in progress. Hey Toycat, why are your streams about midnight? That's time zones for you, Massy Edge. Wait, Massy Edge, you live in a Slavic country. I knew a Massy Edge. His name, he said it something different, like Matt. He said it very different than it was spelled, and then I added him on Facebook one day, and I was like, there we go. All makes sense to me now. My BF said in high school, his GF always wanted to go to nice places, and he would just take a Taco Bell all the time, and now he's with me, and I want Taco Bell. See, right, you guys both found someone to take each other to Taco Bell. Isn't that insane? Isn't that a happy situation for both of you? Toycat is yes, says Nutty Pug. Thank you. I don't like Taco Bell, says Liddy B. Well, then you're not going to find anyone to eat Taco Bell with you, are you? Isn't that I'd say it's a tragedy, but you don't deserve someone to eat Taco Bell with you. That's the reality, Lily B. That's the real reality. But yeah, also, by the way, I will say, even though like this is using up a lot of a Netherite pickaxe, this is a lot more enjoyable than before. Like it just feels faster, you know, like a nice Netherite pickaxe, a nice bit of haste. Combine those things together, and it feels like we're only taking about 3 seconds. It's very good. It's nice. I live in the UK, so I don't get Taco Bell, says Ezra Morgan. That's a lie, actually. Taco Bell's a thing in the UK. And unlike America, because we don't have the same alcohol laws, every Taco Bell in the UK sells, like, these weird margarita things. I find them delightful, and they're like £2 or something. It's ludicrously cheap. I was actually going to grab one today. I've got to... Wait. Are you allowed to talk about alcohol on the internet, or are people going to be mad at me? So, non-alcoholic versions, of course. I'm talking about the not alcoholic version of these slushes, because there is no alcohol. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. There we go. We're safe. As long as we just talk about not doing things, it's fine. Someone's gonna be like, "Oh, Toycat, you're advertising alcohol to minors." Yeah, if you're a minor, drink some alcohol. You deserve it. After all of that work that you put in down at the coal mine, why shouldn't you have a little bit of alcohol to take the edge off your day? Do you get it? I'm being very funny. Okay, so anyway, so there was some adult juice, as Satan puts it himself. There's this adult juice at Taco Bell, and I was there today because I was doing this weird scooter video thing today, where like I rode for 2 hours on a scooter in a row. Don't ask why, Alex. It'll make sense in the future. But I just wanted to see how far my battery would go, so I just went in a straight line north of London, and I found some places I hadn't found before, including a Taco Bell, and I was like, wow, I didn't know we had Taco Bell in this part of London, and we didn't. It's brand new. I haven't heard about it. Anyway, so when I was there, I was like, oh yeah, I'll grab myself a nice cup of, you know, like this not alcohol. Again, it's not alcohol I was going to grab. And then I was literally like at the cashier about to do it. Then I was like, oh, I'm riding a scooter. Because I was going to drink it as I rode the scooter. And it's like, that's probably not legal, right? There's probably something about that. I'm not sure where. I'm not sure what. I feel like it breaks a rule. Anyway, so yeah, pro tip. Today I almost messed up and I almost drank and drove, but like literally. Because people say drink and drive and they really mean drink then drive. But I almost drank and drove today. It was kind of a thing. I think your Brits be like Taco Bell. Taco Bell. I like my tacos with a little side of salsa. Salsa, I guess it is in America.
Why must you say taco like that?
Taco, 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 taco. You're such a smart cookie, aren't you? Thank you, PN. I am the smartest cookie, you could say. The scooter and toy can is a dream partnership. Oh, I've got a whole video. Actually, again, this is a thing because I was recording the whole day. I had like I had a mount on my chest. It wasn't a British flag, sadly. Why wasn't I wearing a British flag today? Anyway, because I was recording a video, I've got like a recording of my entire day today, and so that's one how I'm gonna find my I can generally see the 2 accidents I almost got into, and I can see how they actually look from my GoPro because they might look like nothing or they might look more terrifying in real life. Also, I have a few like dumb again. Can I talk about things that I shouldn't enjoy? But I guess I have to. By the way, taco, 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 taco. For those of you still arguing about it. But yeah, do you like my Union Jack vest? I think it's nice. Oh damn it! I brought a paper straw, and then I forgot to bring it up. I had a whole bit today. I was gonna make fun of paper straws. I was gonna show you how worthless they all are. You know what? Let's go do that anyway. Oh, I looked at an Enderman somehow. Oh. Now I can't go downstairs. I'm genuinely terrified I'll leave the game and I'll come back dead because the Enderman killed me. And because I don't have like a serious XP farm besides villagers. I can't do that. I like your fishbowl more. I was thinking, you know, I think I said yesterday, one of the things I'm trying to do more, because I'm trying to eat less. You know, I went to Taco Bell today, but that was like a meal. Whereas usually Taco Bell is like a snack unless you get like $10 worth of stuff. Look, I'm very fat. We get it. Anyway, so I just had like a crunchy gordita. I don't even know what that means. But anyway, so I had a thing at Taco Bell today, and I was like, that's kind of good. Anyway, so I think the Enderman's gone now, or he doesn't care about me. Is that fair to say? Wait, what happened to your Enderman farm? It broke. I don't know why it broke. I don't know how it broke. I'm very disappointed that it broke. Because you'd figure, like, the mob spawning thing would make it way better. But it's sad. You're not fat, says Autie Mama. See, right, that's... Okay, you know what? Rather than saying, like, oh, no, you're so skinny, just say you're not fat. Like, the bare minimum standard that you could reach. You did that. Like, if people were just more honest with their compliments, I think more people would trust them. Cheesy Gordita Crunch. I know the Taco Bell menu too well. Yeah, that's the one. It was like, it has like some flatbread in there, I want to say, some cheese. I don't know. It's a whole thing. Please say it like taco. Okay, I went to Taco Bell today. Taco Bell today. Taco. Anyway, so yeah, basically my insides are gonna turn into goo over the next 3 days. Anyway, so I'm trying to... You're not seriously overweight. Yeah, there we go, oxymoron. Like, you know what? Your health problems from your current weight level, probably not going to be a problem for like months, if not years. You could gain a tiny bit more weight and still not be in a problem category. If BF means boyfriend, if BF means best friend, then the extra F is the F in chat from when you get friend zoned, only in Taco Bell once. Well, the BFF, you know, I know you know, but I'm gonna kill your joke anyway. The F in BFF stands for best fun friends. You know, like friends that are actually fun. Because you know how sometimes you have friends that you have, but they're not fun people, and they don't seem to understand how like holding a conversation works. Like they just kind of spew things out randomly, and they don't seem to understand that there has to be like, you have to like say things, and you have to like try and be interesting. You know, that type of friend. Anyway, so, you don't want to see my stash of fire sauce. I get Taco Bell once a year, and it's the best day of the year. You know what? Once a month. One a month. I am those friends. It's not called overweight, it's just a stronger force of gravity. Honestly, I do wonder, like, I used to think to myself, like, oh, if we lived on the moon, we would have, like, way fewer weight issues. I think it's the opposite way around, because... Like, if I carry, like, it takes a lot of the calories you burn in a day. Like, the reason we're not fatter than we are right now, because right now, like, some ungodly percentage of the Western world is obese. Like, it's highest in Mexico, then it's, like, the United States, then I think it's the UK, and then there's a bunch of countries. Like, on average, people are, like, quite large. But that's, like, bear in mind, with the Earth gravity, it takes a lot of effort to move. Like, the heavier you get, the more work you have to do to move around that weight. It's kind of like the more things you put in a bag, the harder it is to move that bag. Which means on Mars, we'd all be lighter in that we could move ourselves around easier, but we'd have to do less exercise in a day. Like imagine if you go for a workout every day and you lift a 5 kilogram or 5 pound, right? I don't know what dumbbells are, but you lift a dumbbell and you're like, yeah. On the moon or on Mars or whatever, you would like, it'd be like lifting 0.5 or like 2 or something like that.
You wish to look like a toothpick? Dude, you look great. So not fat. Dang.
You know, I do want to look like a toothpick actually. You know, honestly, right? Like, okay, you know, Toycat discusses this preference one more time. You know what? I'm just saying, like, oh no. Like, yeah, I always hear people are like, oh no, that looks like, you know, like unhealthily skinny, and it's like, yeah, well, I mean, doesn't mean it's not. It is achieving the goal that it wants to in terms of attractiveness. Okay, we're gonna offend some people when I get back because I'm getting a paper straw. 1 second. PG was worse for obesity last time I checked. I'm gonna fact check you in a second. I should have got a toothpick, really, shouldn't I? Hey Google, what's the most obese country?
Here is information from the World Factbook.
Jesus Christ.
Intelligence Agency.
Nauru is at 61%. Cook Islands at 55. Man, all the Pacific Islands are just fat. Like, Samoa's at 47. Kuwait's at 30. Man, these are depressing numbers. Anyway, let's get back to my stream. Why do you look like you're about to walk into an interview about working for a Brexter pub? You mean like because Weatherspoons is a Brexiteer pub? Wouldn't that be like all pubs? Like, you know, just by like, you know, I'm not gonna. Let's not. You activated my Google. What happened to Alexa? Honestly, I like yelling at Alexa, but I realize that all of you can't hear the responses. Whereas if I talk to my phone, you can. Like, hey Google, what is 16 times 35?
16 by 35 is 560.
There you go. What's the cube root of 560?
Cube root 560 is 8.243.
Who's asking that? What's 15% of...
The answer is approximately 1.236386.
Like, I like to make Alexa and Google fight. Oh no! I did see a fun thing once where someone set up two Alexas to like keep responding to each other. And they got into an argument. It was kind of beautiful. We couldn't really. Could you really not? That's interesting. Can you look up so we can see what you've done so far? I think we've done a pretty good job so far. No, you know, there's not meant to be entertainment in this stream. We're meant to be just looking at Ask Google Assistant who is Toy Cat. Hey Google, who is Toy Cat?
Top Cat is an American sitcom that aired from 1961 to 1962 and starred Arnold Stang.
I'm mad. I'm mad. You know, I don't believe that. Weatherspoons, more like, I don't know whether I should spoon. You know, I have this issue all the time. I'm glad it's not just me. Like, you're at Taco Bell. Again, Taco Bell. Okay, look at this, by the way, chat. I got myself a paper straw, because when you order McDonald's, they just give you one, I think. I could be wrong. I got me a paper straw, which, for the record, this isn't recyclable. This is compostable, and most people won't know that. And in the UK, there's only 2 places that can compost this, as best I'm aware. It might have changed since they introduced it. But I've got me a paper straw, and it's a paper straw that isn't actually recyclable. And here's the worst bit. Here's the worst bit, right? I finally put it in my drink. I put this paper straw in there, and you know what happens? It gets wet because it's paper. You see that? And although this one actually is holding up surprisingly well right now, I'm gonna leave this paper straw in my drink, and I'm gonna get that awful mouthfeel, and we're gonna go with it. And it's gonna be great. The Pacific Islands got a amount of money. Being fat showed wealth when they got it, and so they got real fat. I wonder where all the money came in from. Like, I guess they had natural resources the world wanted. Man, that's kind of how the world works in some ways. Like, you can be wealthy by, like, building a long-term stable base, or you can have, like, one thing that the world wants from you, and you can get wealthy by selling your one thing to the world. It's surprising how many countries do that second one, though. I've never used a paper straw. I hope you never have to. Hey, good to see you, Cat Gale. Thank you for the $1. Actually, it's interesting, because first of all, you use Super Chat there. Second of all, I think it's set up so there's a certain, like, amount the Super Chat doesn't show, and I thought it wouldn't show $1, but today, it's been proven wrong. Also, thank you very much, Gerald K. I'm glad that you're Welsh. You know, I wish I could be Welsh, too. I am Welsh. I'm Welsh. I'm wait, I'm gonna get a pun here. I'm gonna get a pun. I am shelled. Welsh Shamu. Sherman. Sherlock. I am Welsh Sherlock. I am Welsh Shamrock. Shocked. I am well shocked by your super chat that you just drink from the damn cup, says Requiem Gamer 312. The problem with the idea of like just drink from the damn cup, because like it's kind of like when people say just wear a mask or whatever, right? It is a very simple request. If you yell it and you go, just do the thing. Because if you get to that stage of an argument, like just stop being, you know, like Thank you, Mischievous. Thank you for the £3.98. I hope you're doing well, mischievously today. Guys, he's having a stroke. One day I want to just like repeat my words for as long as I can to see how long the stream will go before they get broken. I'm well, sure. So get the beacon. Please name the beacon after me, or name it Andy, please. I'm a ferocious kitty. Please heed my request. I don't think that's how that one works, my friend. Like it's fun for you to try, but like it's also fun to try and you know like how many towers have you taken down? I've taken down 2. I'm gonna see if I can get an entire tower taken down today. It's gonna be fun. Hey, thank you, Cat Gale, for the £2. I've worked out your sequence because it's gone from 1 to 2. If it doubles every time, then in 42 times I'll be the richest person on Earth. That's just facts. That's just how facts work, you know. If you actually, is it 42 times? It'd probably be less than 42 times. We could be here a while, says Autimama. Nah, this is going fast. It's like 3 seconds a block. We've got this many blocks so far. We'll be there in no time. Spawn withers, they blow up obsidian. It's funny that that's true, but it is. It shouldn't be true. I think it's so dumb that the wither can blow up obsidian. Like, it's to stop you making obsidian traps. I get it, maybe, question mark. But also I don't like it, you know? Just because it's how it is doesn't mean I like it that way. Speaking of things that I don't like, man, we don't have time to go through that actually. So Cat, why'd you need all that obsidian? I want to make a nether portal, but I'm not sure if you need 10 blocks or 10 million. So I'm just kind of erring on the side of caution here. You never know, 2 Manos gamers. In 42 times you'll be on the moon. Is this one stream like the Bastion? I think unlike the Bastion though, this stream is designed to be deliberately unentertaining. Like it's just meant to be like, yeah, I'm doing this regardless of what you say. What about it? You gonna try and stop me? Maybe it's Fibonacci 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, etc. Nah, it's definitely doubling. Definitely doubling. No, unless you have, I think you need 3 parts per sequence to work out the pattern between them. And even then, there can be like multiple solutions. You remember that IQ test we took where I was like, here are the first 3, show me a 4th. If you give people 2 things, they can work out anything from it. Like, if you tell me like the first number is 1, the second number is 2, then the next number could be 3. Like if we're going sequentially, it could be 4 if we're doubling. You know, it could be that we're taking away, like, or we're like multiplying by 3 and taking away 1. Like there's any number of things that you could do to get there. Also, apparently, 2 by 40 times, it comes to 2.2 billion. Really, if I multiply 2 by 40 times, I'm still not the richest person on Earth. Well, that's real sad. That's real sad. Man, it blows your mind that, like, you can fold a piece of paper 42 times and get to the moon. But if you double 2 pounds 40 times, you're still not the richest human being on Earth. It's not an IBX Cat stream who doesn't talk about taxes. I don't like talking about taxes, okay? What I do like talking about, I learned about something today, like, it's one of the interesting things about, like, academia in some cases, and, like, not even academia, just, like, let's call it philosophical fields, is, like, sometimes it's, like, putting names and putting descriptions to things we all intuitively know. And one of the things I learned about today is called a Kafka trap. So, again, it's something that everyone knows, even though you don't know the name for it. Because if you have a conversation with someone, at some point during your childhood, someone's done this to you. If you can ask questions such that the response will, even, like, you don't give freedom to the responder to actually respond. I.e., when I say, has anyone recognized you in public, Toycat? Says History Gamer 19992. It's happened a few times. I like it when I'm like at a convention or I've announced where I am. If it's like in a random place in public, I'm like paranoid for weeks about it. It's a whole thing. Taxes and waiters, says Shravia. Oh man, yeah. When it comes to, I think the most controversial thing is still. Wait. I think talking about my birthday and how many days away it is. By the way, in case you're curious, birthday is only 360 days away. So start thinking about what you're gonna get me, friends. And then waiters, like, people just don't like my opinion on waiters. Like, you know, they're just like, no, Toycat. I like having a food servant. That's what I want. I think we need more food servants, and I'm happy paying them a percentage of my food because that's how that one works. I'm not happy paying other people a percentage of my food. Like, at fast food, that would be dumb. Don't be an idiot. But when you're at a restaurant, you pay them a bounty. You know, because it's the Wild West when you're at an Olive Garden. That's how that works. Anyway, so finish your childhood conversation thing with no choice. Oh yeah, okay, we got it. Kafka Trap. So no, we're just gonna keep talking about waiters. We're just gonna upset another half of the chat again. If we see you in public, we should not come up to you. Says hi, Ray Fox. Oh no, I first of all, if you do by pure coincidence see me in public, especially if you watch these live streams, come say hello, say hi. It's your boy. How's it going? Nice to meet you. Even ask to take a picture. In fact, I'll ask on your behalf. I'll be like, hey, do you want a picture? Because I know that secretly you might want one, because I don't know how important this interaction is to you. But like, I'm always a little bit like, okay, now when we leave.
Talking about the fact that your wife is Welsh.
You know what? I'm just saying. My members know that it's a thing. Pay cashiers a percentage of your purchase. Yeah, right. Imagine being at like, okay, you know, I love this idea so much. I could make like a whole sketch about this, I feel like. But like, I really like the idea of going into Walmart and being like, so my food was 60, 10% of 60, $6. Here you go, ma'am. This is a tip. And she's like, why are you giving me a tip? It's like, well, you know, you gave a really good service and I just wanted to thank you. And it's like, well, that's dumb, right? But is it? You know? Why would I want a picture? I have to see your face hours every week already. You know what? Just for Chantal. There you go. You did this to yourself. You did this to yourself now. If I see you in public, you better guard those eyeballs. Oh god. No. If you see me in public, say hello. Okay, there's like one thing, and it's like when we leave, we go in separate directions. Even if I don't need to be leaving you, I'll be going, like if you're going one way and I'm going the other way, that's cool. I want our interaction to be brief and then to have an ending, you know? Whereas sometimes, like, I feel weird when people say, oh yeah, I saw you today. I didn't decide to say anything though. Here's a picture I took of you. And it's like, no. This is not how you do it. Or like, there've been people being like, oh yeah, I hear you're in an area today, so I'm gonna come looking for you. And it's like, no. If I tweet out a specific location, or if you ask beforehand, hey, you know, is there a chance I'll see you? If so, where? There you go, that's cool. Hello, Toy Cat. My goblin sends his regards. I don't know why that was so British. Thank you, Pikesel. I hope you're doing great today. At Walmart, cashiers aren't allowed to accept tips, says Silent Stormer. Wait, that's weird. But aren't Walmart employees paid poorly? Shouldn't we be giving them extra money as a percentage of the food that we buy? No, damn it. I want to talk about my thing. I'm going to wait at the train station by your house just in case. I have a little story today. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna get back to my thing today. I'm gonna tell you about my delightful little thing. But first, today I was trying to work out if I was in London or not, because I rode on a scooter 2 hours north of the center of London. Didn't know if that meant I was in London or not. And the way I worked it out was because I found a kid who was like, Oi mate, can I have a ride on your electric scooter? They literally spoke in that voice. It was dumb. And I was like, oh, it's out of battery. And he's like, oh, it's out of battery. Did you ride from London or something? And I was like, we are not in London anymore. This man is proof. Or this boy. This child that is accosting me. And then, you know, actually, can I talk about... I just have awkward interactions every day of my life. So I went to a store with my scooter in hands, just because I needed to, you know? And the woman there's like... so, you know, is that an electric scooter? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, didn't they, you know, like, how old are you? 16 is what you look like? Which, first of all, like, I don't know, it's shocking to me how, like, low your people skills can be. That, like, as a person who works somewhere, I felt like that was rude the way she's like, how old are you? Like, you look 16 or something. I don't know. You could be any age. Like, not saying, oh, you're so young. She's like, I can't work out your age. Anyway, so, I'll be waiting at Heathrow 24/7 to meet you when you take your next flight, says Pork Soda. Honestly, right, if you really, really, really did want to catch me, but you didn't know when or how, the best way probably would be Heathrow Airport, like, probably Terminal 5. Because there's only 2 terminals open right now. You will find me eventually there. How much for some eyeball licking, says Whitey. I think I'd lick someone's eyeball for like $15. Actually, wait, because I'm only the sort of person who wants me to lick their eyeball to pay the money, I'd have to up it to like 25. I'd lick someone's eyeball for that amount. Oh, someone's gonna have like a gross eyeball that's gonna get me infected. You gotta get some like tongue sanitizer afterwards, and then it's okay. When you did the Little Caesars review, where on earth did you do the review at, says Rotten Pickle. Okay, this is a great secret between me and you, Rotten Pickle. Don't tell anyone because I like the mystery. So I decided like, I think I was just trying to use the bathroom, like, I think maybe to wash my hands. Maybe not, I'm not even sure. But, oh no, I think I really, really needed to take a pizzle, a drizzle. Anyway, so, I found this store called Safeway. I don't know how big it is in America. It was big in the UK at one point, and then they sold out. I'm in my 30s, my kid, ride my kid's scooter all the time. Rollerblades are also fun. Right, like you gotta, you know, the day you stop trying new things is the day that you die. Not the day that you die. The day that you die is just the day your heart stops working. The day your heart stops working is the day you refuse to ride a scooter. I love Safeway. You know what? We have one Safeway lover in the chat, Cat. If I ever meet you, I make sure I have 25 on me, says PN. There we go. We're good. I honestly, a part of me says I'd feel weird, but a part of me is just gonna be like, oh yeah, $25 for 10 seconds of work? I'll do this all day. Instead of doing, wait, I was gonna say, like, instead of doing like fan meetups where like, oh yeah, I'll sign something for you. You're like, and give me, you know, because that's, like, celebrities actually charge money for like signatures and stuff. Instead of doing that, what if I'm just, because which I don't think is actually a terrible idea, but whole different side point. But what if instead of doing that, it's like, okay, here's a line, I'll lick your eyeballs in exchange for $25. There we go. What a great idea. Because one of the problems, okay, you know what? Let's not talk about why I think, because one of the things everyone hates is when celebrities charge for like their autograph, which I don't think they should do if they meet you in public. But if you're going to a convention specifically to meet a celebrity, them charging is actually a good thing for you. You want them to charge effectively. The day I die is the day they'll write. Toy Cat Scooter, says Alden Robinson. Please finish the story, lol, says Hal Hates Demons. No, have you not watched my live stream? There are no story endings. There are just story beginnings. And sometimes there's a story middle, if you're really lucky. But that's about it. That's why I started playing Minecraft about give or take a year ago. Always gotta try new things. Haven't really played video games since I was a young teenager. Fell back in life. Back in love, not in love. Do you believe in love after life? First of all, I want to say, Minecraft is such a perfect game to get into if you're not into games. Because unlike every other game, there's no like, oh yeah, you have to be good to play it. You can play Minecraft at your own pace. I would love, honestly, okay, I wish this is a thing we could do. I would find it so fun, like, to erase my memory of Minecraft and then try and, like, you know, like, work it out again, playing the game fresh. I would love to know, like, how I enjoyed modern day Minecraft and how much updates meant to me. Some things take so long as well. I waited 4 hours to have Bret Hart sign a book. Right, that's the thing. When it's like free, anyone's just gonna be like, yeah, I might as well. Which is a problem. You don't want people to be like, yeah, I might as well. Do you know how many like things I've tried because yeah, I might as well? Like, I've gone through so many, like, I eat so many products that I think aren't gonna taste good. You know duck pate? Like, I eat it every time. I don't even like it, but it's free. Why not, you know? Every time I'm at Costco, there's those little free samples. I'm going by every stall at least 3 times. And I'm like, ooh, free sausage. Ooh, free chili juice. You know? Like, eventually you have to realize that you value your time more than you value free. Like, I would rather pay for something good than get something bad for free. But, like, most people never get to that stage, or most people don't think about it that way, and they just think, oh, free, it's good. Which is cool. Like, free things are great. The fact that so many things can exist for free, you might think, like, oh, things don't exist for free. You're watching this live stream for free. Not a single time have I asked you to give me money today, I think. That's probably not true. I asked you for $25 to lick your eyeball. But you know what? That's an optional service. You watch the live stream for free, you get your eyeball licked for 25 extra. I'm gonna get in trouble for all of this. So let's drink my water through my paper straw, shall I? Oh. Tastes so bad. Oh. So bad. You should take all the obsidian and build a huge portal just because. I wish you could build portals bigger than 23 by 23, because I'd be so hyped to just build a 256 by 256 portal. I think I might build a bunch of the biggest portals and make like a mega wall or something. There's a lot of dares. Also make that the channel motto. Watch the videos for free, and then get your eyeballs licked for 25 extra. I paid for the phone, says Lily B. You know what, Lily B, I think you said you didn't like Taco Bell. Oh, I'm getting your... You said you didn't like something. I bullied you for something earlier, and I'm just gonna stick with that. I don't want my eyeball licked. You know, how about $25 to get your eyeball licked? $30 if you don't want me to lick your eyeball, but you still want to have a polite conversation with me. There you go. Costco no longer gives out free samples. Oh no, Corona. Oh, Corona. No, that's actually pretty tragic. That's like sad. You know, you feel me? There's so many companies, like this is something I think I've criticized before on like a political level. So many people are like, what's the solution to coronavirus? This novel, you know what novel means? It means new. It doesn't mean a book, it means new. There's this brand new crisis the world's never faced before. What's the solution? And like immediately politicians jumping with like, so what if we did the thing that we already wanted to do, but we said it was even more important now? It's like, no, you know, modern problems require modern solutions. But like, you know, like, if your answer to every problem is the same, it tells me that you're not trying to answer the problem. You're just trying to give me your answer. You know, you're not trying to fix the problem. You just have an answer you want to give. And interesting enough, like, you know, that's a thing we've seen politically. But it's something you can see if you look at like how businesses are structured. That's how a lot of them are working now too. Like, anything you want to do as a business, you can get away with right now by being like, oh, it's Corona. And I think free samples aren't a particularly bad one, but like, for instance, you can get, if you're on a flight right now, you can get non-alcoholic drinks, but non-alcoholic ones, which is fine. I don't need to drink in the sky, right? I'm not a raging alcoholic yet. But the fact that like, what is the difference in catching Corona from an alcoholic drink to a non-alcoholic drink? In fact, it's safer to drink alcohol because it's like sanitizing or whatever. It's tongue sanitizer, right? It strikes me that you charge less to lick someone's eyeball than to chat with them like we're doing now. Maybe we want to lick your followers' eyeballs. Everyone, give me $5 right now, or I will lick your eyeballs. That's a promise. You know, the price of this has changed rapidly. But like, every place you go, you find the same thing. Like, companies are like, oh, we're doing a super reduced menu, which interestingly enough saves us a lot of money because we don't have to go to as many suppliers, and because, you know, like, variance in products is one of the things that keeps our things down. I get to not shake people's hands. See, that's a great example, actually. Oh, I love that right now you can get away with like, oh yeah, I just don't want to shake hands. And also, can we not be near each other? Can you be 2 meters away from me or more? Oh, I love it so much. And it's like, my 61-year-old coworker has stopped hugging me, so that's one win from her. But, I don't know, it's just, it's like, everyone, we've got this, like, new situation, and so many people are just like, let's just do the things we wanted to do before, but now we've got a new explanation for it. And it's like, the actual solution, you know, the actual solution is obviously going to be, it requires some thinking. I think some places are doing smart things, like, okay, we're going to come up with new options, like, you know, the fact that a lot of restaurants are becoming takeaway places too, and it's like, oh yeah, that's clever. Or like even just at the very least, they let you take your food away and eat it, and that's like, oh, you're adapting to what people want. Because before, clearly a lot of people would have wanted to do that, but weren't given the option. That's smart. The fact that the you know, the takeaway apps is there's a lot of very smart things that are being done as a result. But most of them, but every company gets to do its own like Corona take thing, and most of them are just dumb things that don't help anyone, or really don't help anyone and advance someone's like motives they had the whole goal. Anyway, so my uncle stopped touching me to. Damn it! Why'd I read that out loud? High quality joke right there. Do you think World War III will ever happen? Says Hi Ray Fox. The honest answer is like probably at some point. But my hopeful answer is I don't think there'll ever be a global conflict because of the balance of power right now. Health theater. Yeah, that's what it is, right? It's, I mean, even, I would even just call it like the same as security theater, right? Like, we're all trying to feel secure about our health. And all it takes is someone telling you, like, oh yeah, this is safe. This thing isn't safe, so we'll make sure you can't do this. This thing is safe, so you can do this. Like, sitting down on a bench at the train station, that's not safe. Sitting down on a seat on the train, that's safe. That's good. We clean those seats. You know, we clean the benches too, the same regularity, but like, benches, not safe. Seats on a train, very safe. Or it's like, oh yeah, you know, like, there's so many like weird, mildly hypocritical, like, okay, so, you know, this door, safe to touch. Everyone touches it every day. Huge number of people. Oh, like, you know, toilets, like, this is such a dumb one. We're gonna close every other toilet so you can socially distance. And it's like, so more people will be using the same spaces, touching the same things. Like, every other sink was closed at a bathroom I went to, and it's like, so more people are touching the same soap dispensers. And it's like, what use is there if, like, it just, the current reality is a crazy thing. Anyway, so I have this dude who really loves to be tactile with me for no reason, and now that I'm sick with Chrono, I scare him away from me. It says Unflu. Yeah, it's kind of sad that people have people like that in their lives, that they're like, well, I don't like that he, you know, like, I feel like the rule should be if you don't want someone to touch you, they shouldn't. This is my bold stance. Toycat takes a bold stance against predators. But I think if you don't want to be touched, people shouldn't touch you. That's my hot take of the day. I think you should only be touched when you want to be touched. Generally speaking. Wait. Unless you commit a crime. In which case, I guess, whatever, man. Like, you know, someone's gonna manhandle you. But, you know, the word manhandle, that's an interesting one. I never really thought about it until just now. But isn't that interesting, the word manhandle? Okay, just me. Okay, let's throw this in there as well as this. And then let's find a place for these ender pearls, I guess. Oh, that's a whole thing we have to work out. My Minecraft GF went offline. You know, that's the real tragedy. That's the real reason we need to fix this one. You believe in autonomy over one's body? Scandal. I think that sometimes people should be allowed to do the things they want to do. Not all the time, but like sometimes. No, wait, I guess I'm believing the opposite right here. I believe that people should not do things unless people want them to. I feel like one of the most basic principles that like gets really muddled in the modern world sometimes is the one of just like, hey, I think that you should be able to do what you want when you want it. But because we have worlds that are... Also, thank you very much to Mason Summers. Thoughts on Far Cry 6. I like Far Cry 6. I like Far Cry 5. I will probably like Far Cry 6. Wait, actually, first of all, thank you very much, Laura Shoesmith. You don't look like you've been dragged through a hedge today. Good job. You know, funny you should say that, because I almost went through... I went through quite a few hedges today. So I was dragged through a hedge, and I don't look like I have been. So what a compliment that is. What a delight you are for saying that. Next up, we've got... thank you, Ethan Ross, for the Indian rubies, I think. Anyway, so congrats on not dying in a car crash so far today. No, for real, I almost have died a couple of times. It's great. It's awful. Anyway, but yeah, I feel like one of the interesting things about the world, right, it's like the simplest rule that should exist, the very, very, very most basic rule that we should all just respect, there's no good reason, is no one should be concerned about other people and how, like, your concern, your, I find it, like, genuinely, like, disgusting in some places that people are, like, so concerned over how other people do their stuff, you know? We have, like, we've just treated, like, there are so many ways that it's, like, acceptable to be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to judge them for the way that they have chosen to live their life. You know, sometimes we do it because we don't like the success of those people. Sometimes because we don't like the failures of those people. But it's interesting because, like, as a society, we should look at it, you know, like, as a society, we should be lots of individuals that choose what we want to do. Like, do you want to be touched by a stranger? Probably not. Don't be touched by a stranger. Do you want to be, you know, like, do you want to be X? Do you want to be Y? You get to pick that. Do you want to put a thing in your body, whatever else? But one of the things that's so interesting about modern day the way the modern day world works is we're kind of reliant on each other in ways that we, I guess, haven't been before. Like, also SQ Evolution says Squiffin Saver. I don't know what you're saying, and I won't join it. But thank you very. I don't know what I'm agreeing with, but sure, I love it. Unless it's bad, in which case I don't love it. But the thing, like, one of the that might sound like what are you saying there, Toy Cat? But because our society is, you know, actually I'm saying society too much. Someone's gonna be like, we live in a society, and you know what? We do live in a society. You ever think about that? You ever think about how crazy that is? That you don't live in a cabin in the woods. You rely on people to some extent for everything you do in your life. Thank you, Mr. Squiffin Saver. Trying to get angry about things that don't affect you. I think that's probably the simplest, most basic rule, right? Like, okay, does this thing affect you? No. Oh, actually, no, because if you say that, then people are like, no, but it like affects me on like an emotional level. Like, I emotionally feel bad about the thing. So how about we take it down another level and we just say, try not to be mad about what other people do that like, when people do things to themselves, don't be mad about that. When people do things to other people and every party involved is happy, or like is agreed to it at least. I mean, like, I'm not happy when I pay someone to give me a massage. Which, by the way, you know, can I talk about massages real quick? Massages are the biggest scam to ever happen. Also, thank you, Geezer YT. Cute dog. The biggest scam the world has convinced you of is that massages are a real thing. Like, oh yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna beat you up real bad, and we're gonna beat you up. We're gonna charge you money, and then at the end of all of that, we're gonna claim that you're gonna feel better because you're not being beaten up anymore. Like, for real, I've had multiple massages across my life. Besides a foot massage, and I hate my feet being touched, but like, at least with a foot massage, it's one part of my body that I know is like overworked or whatever. Every time I've gone in for what, like every time I've been to a place, a person or whatever, what ends up happening is just like I am in a lot of pain. Like they hurt you. They literally do. They're like, Anyway, so like people like they're like, again, it like that you're pressing hard, and you're like, can you be a bit lighter? And they're like, 99% is hard. You know, haha, 99% is hard. But like, it's like fascinating to me that what kind of massages have you had? No, this is how massages are. I'm convinced that like people just like, I'm convinced this is the logic. People go in for a massage and they're like, oh yeah, I would like you to make me de-stressed. They pay a lot of money, like $50, euros, pounds, whatever else. And then someone starts hurting them and they're like, well, guess this is a massage. Like, I'm convinced that you could be like, oh yeah, you're having massages wrong. No. Relieving your muscles of lactic acid. I know that that's what in theory is happening. I love when it hurts the right way. Right, but I don't like pain. I think that there's like a few types of pain I like, and it's when I like inflict pain on myself. Like, you know, I've got a cut in my hand here because I scraped it on the door. Can you see that? You know, if I scratch this right now, oh yeah, that's good. That's good. It hurts, but it's good, you know. If I like beat myself up, like yeah, beat. Actually, that doesn't feel good. There's a few places where it's fun to like put some pain in yourself. But what isn't fun, in my honest opinion, massage is touched by a stranger. Right, I feel like I've been touched by a stranger. That's what I feel after a massage. Oh, that hand thing. Like, this is not the sort of cut I should have been aggravating. The Toy Cat Classic, enjoying self-harm, says YT. I think I mentioned this one before. Like, I don't think self-harm is good or inherently or in any sense of the word. But asterisk. Dating a massage therapist would probably be ideal, says Chantal Exley. You know, that's the only solution I see, right? All you gotta do is you gotta find yourself a massagist. Pretty sure that's what they're called. A massagist. A masochist? You know, that's definitely what you call them. No, I really don't, I guess, like, there probably is, like, a way to do it that is real good. Get the stuff out there, etc., etc. Maybe my bones are just weak or something. But, again, every time it's just like, ow, this wasn't good. Who was this for? Why did you hurt me? What What? Like, again, foot massage, I've gone through and I've been like, okay, that hurt a bit, but now I feel like I'm walking on air. Every other thing is just, oh, I'm like legit bleeding from. I was like joke scratching at it, and I actually cut something. So I'm gonna use my McDonald's straw as a little stopgap measure, just to prevent that. Speaking of my McDonald's paper straw, it actually has held up pretty well. Like, it's been in there for like an hour now, and it's like holding its shape. So I won't mock. Again, this is the price of a good paper straw. It's still bad because it sucks in your mouth. But the fact is that it's not actually recyclable, so it doesn't have any of the benefits besides hypothetically not killing turtles, except only 0.04% of plastic waste is straws. So, you know, there's that. My dad sometimes messages my face and ears. I recommend. You know what? I could make a lot of jokes about this, but you know what I won't do? Make those exact jokes. So, I've forgotten where. I think in Cambodia, women in prison are taught to become messengers so they can get employment when they leave prison. That's a clever system. I think we should do that for people in prison. Oh, wait. So let me wait. I've got two things I want to finish. One is paper bottles next. Oh, paper like bottles make me sad too. Like, I get like uncomfortable. Again, I don't know why. I get that like this is probably gonna be the future, and I'm down with that. But right now I'm like uncomfortable with it. I'm like really not comfortable with what's going on. You don't like his shoulders being rubbed? You know, I've never thought about it. Maybe I just don't like human touch. Maybe like, you know, someone hit me just the wrong way as a child, and I'm all broken. That's entirely possible. I'm not willing to rule that one out as an option. But paper straws aren't reusable, and you need to destroy trees to make them. Again, like, it's interesting because we have this like huge climate change issue, right? It's the climate is changing. It is changing at some speed, and it's likely not going to be reversible for a very long time. And when people think about the environment, they usually think about that. But there's another group of people who are really focused on like, oh yeah, we need to like stop using plastic, my man. And plastic is a source of CO2 emissions when you produce it, sure. But the problem with you know, paper is we're like not only using CO2 to make it, transport it, etc., but we're also using it in the we're also losing CO2 capacity when we do so. Like, everyone always looks at the Amazon rainforest and they're like, oh, those monsters, they're chopping down their trees. It's like, they're not chopping down the trees for fun. They're not just bored, although maybe, you know, they're making farmland from it. They're selling that wood because people want to buy the wood. Who wants to buy the wood? Well, there's a fun question for your selves. Get the wither to blow up the obsidian, says Matthew Mitchell. I feel like the climate do be changing. You know, actually, I'm gonna pasta straws, says Autimama. I think pasta straws might be clever. Again, I don't know for sure on the specifics, but I think that's a cute idea. Like, I think they're not gonna be a mass market one. I think metal has to be the solution, right? I think it has to be metal is the long-term solution. Like, have metal straws and let's get over, like, right now, no one would feel comfortable getting a metal straw at a restaurant. She'd be like, oh, the restaurant probably didn't clean it. But it's like, well, why do you feel so certain the restaurant cleaned your bowl? And it's like, well, because they have cleaning tools and they'd get fired if they didn't. So we just, like, it's really easy to clean a metal straw. You just gotta get, like, a pipe cleaner in there, etc., etc. So, like, as soon as people start trusting metal straws, it's over, you know? Like, you have to use metal straw 173 times or something before it's better than a plastic or a paper straw. We use utensils, says Alina Khan. Right, every now and then I get horrified when I'm at a restaurant and I'm just like, oh, I'm just relying that they've cleaned these things. And then I think to myself, like, well, let's not think about that. And let's not think about that sounds like the worst way to live your life. But we do it all the time. It's like, you know, the hotel thing. Like, when you go to a hotel, you're sleeping in the same bed that hundreds of other people have slept in. Oh, here's a funny one, actually. There's a bathtub in one of the airport lounges that, like, I haven't been to it yet. It was on my list, but I guess I probably won't go now that COVID's a thing. So there's this really, really fancy airport lounge in Hong Kong. And there's this giant bathtub in there that you can only use if you're a certain level of something. And I saw a comment somewhere that was like, it's funny how all of us in the same community have bathed in the same bathtub. And it's gross when you think about it. You're like, oh. But then you just think like, well, I mean, you clean those things. We we either can have no communal property, and you know, like communal property, you know, it sucks. No one wants it stone straw. They come with a tiny brush. Exactly, right? You just give them a little brush in there. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, so yeah, I think the reason that like, because you know, no one should care about no one should care about things that aren't harming them. No one should care about things that aren't harming anyone. And no one should care, like, when you care about someone's harm that they don't see themselves, like, oh yeah, like, the worst type, in my opinion, is like, people say, oh, people that are working, let's say minimum wage jobs, like, people who are working for $8 an hour or something, they are being exploited. And it's like, but they or like actually, let's pick a better example, because that's like an example where someone's picking your wage. Let's say you work for Deliveroo, Uber Eats, something like that, right? You are being exploited by this big company. And it's like such a compelling argument to make that like, oh yeah, that big company is taking advantage of you. They're stealing your work. And it's like, but you chose, you know the deal. That you know, in that industry, there's lots of other things you can do. If you're on Uber, you can be on Uber Eats. If you're on DoorDash, you can be on, you know, like you can switch, etc. Right? Like if you pick to, you know, like to work for them, you know what you're getting into most likely. I mean, there are some people who are like, oh, they said I could make $1,000 an hour, and I'm only making $13 plus tips or something. You know, those people might be very upset. But people who are like, oh yeah, I think it's a great shame. I passed a billboard today that was like, you know, Uber drivers deserve more in Barnet or something. I was in a weird part of London. And it's like, it's cool. Like, if you are an Uber driver working with other Uber drivers to do a thing yourselves, and you're like, you think that there's like a part of the company policy that's abusing you, like the fact that they're not considered employees, that's probably a problem, sure. Like that has some unintended things. But if you're just talking about the amount of money that someone makes, which they're aware of the entire time they do something, I worked for YouTube effectively as a contractor. I made videos, and I was paid significantly less than the minimum wage because I'm obviously not being paid. I'm being paid the money for the ad videos. And at the time that I made significantly less than minimum wage, I knew what I was doing. If someone said to me, oh yeah, you can't work for YouTube, you can't make YouTube videos, you can't do that thing that you want to do because, you know, like you're being exploited, I'd be like, well, I mean, not really. It's a whole thing, right? Like there's a minor example. Another one would just be like, oh yeah, when you see someone and they're in a, you know, like happy, like loving relationship, you're like, oh, I don't like that for them. And it's like, well, you're just being intrusive at that point. You're just trying to take someone else's thing and make it your own. Like, we can always make someone else's cause our business, you know? Like, we can always do that if we want to. But you've always got to, like, try not to, I would say. Because, like, I understand on some level, one of the problems with the world as we've designed it now, while YouTube exploiting you, you should take an hourly instead of whatever you're paid now. See, right, that's the other end, actually. Like, the one reason to like being a contractor as opposed to a thing is like you just get paid whatever amount that you want to for whatever things you do. Whereas if you work an hourly job, you're limited to the number of hours you can work times the thing that you get. If you're being paid a percentage of what you like, again, same with like you can be a waiter and make $1,000 one night because someone tips you, which I think is a bad, like, again, I don't like the tip system, but like that's cool that that's a thing that you can do. I would be very upset if someone had been like, no, that YouTube has to pick an hourly wage for you. And it's like, well then, what even can they choose to pay you for that? It's also like, okay, it's a whole thing. In case the stream is over, when I'm back, good night, everyone. You know what? Good night, you. You ever think about that? Excuse you. Making straws out of candy. Straws made out of straws. Let's dig straight down, actually. And this is a great idea that I think always works out, right? Oh, I'm too scared. I can't do it. Let's dig straight down for like 2 blocks at a time. Okay, 2 blocks this way, 2 blocks this way. Also, yeah, food straws are a really good idea. Like, I love, there's this thing that Air New Zealand did before the pandemic where they had coffee cups that were made out of, like, biscuit coffee cups. It's like, oh, we solved the single-use plastic problem by giving you something edible. It's great. Anyway, so, I think one of the problems about the Monday world is we're kind of, like, connected in ways where, you know how I said yesterday, a couple days ago, like, if the reason we don't allow people to do drugs, which is a crime against yourself, which is so dumb, like you should be able to commit crimes against yourself, is because if we allow people to do that crime against themselves, then all of society, like, we consider that the value loss of someone committing a, you know, we consider the value loss of your freedom to be less than the value loss of if you ruin your life or whatever. I have those in the bankery after you've sued that bank. Anyway, yeah, I want edible copy cups so bad. I would give real good money. Hey, thank you, Pygol. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. Unless you're not doing well. And wait, unless you are doing well, in which case I hope you don't get in a car crash. Yeah, one of the, also, it's my birthday today. It's my birthday today. Happy birthday, Dexter the cat. Are you really Dexter and are you really a cat? If either of those things are a lie, I'm taking back my happy birthday. So, what if we make the food edible? Honestly, all we need to do is make everything single use but edible, and everything will be fine. Like, you swallow it, you consume it, you put it in human waste. Because right now, we recycle human waste really well. Like, we can deal with human waste. We can turn human waste back into water, which is gross, but it's a thing we can do. You can watch a video of Bill Gates taking a dump, then, like, drinking the water that comes from his dump. I feel like I might have got that story a bit mixed up. But, imagine everyone else eating the cup after they finish their coffee. I would do it like a ice cream cone where I, like, eat it as I'm going down. Maybe that's just me. Anyway, so, you can't do crimes against yourself because it's illegal to destroy government property. Think about it. See, that's like a sarcastic, like, conspiracy theory, but it's a little bit true. Like, you know, like, because we have such a large, very large, again, like, it always sounds like a weird thing to say, like, the government's so big. Because you might think, like, well, how can the government be big? It doesn't do things. Look at the amount of money that your government, your country, I'm not going to talk about where you live, spends every year. Look at the amount. Look at the number. Which means that one of the problems about the amount that they spend is that their vested interest, all of our vested interest, is in you being a healthy, functional person who can pay, you know, like, the more functional you are, the better you can pay tax. Which is great. Like, having your country have I'm so scared, a vested interest in your success, generally a good thing. I'm going to go through any block now, aren't I? Generally a good thing. But one of the downsides of that, like, it's kind of like, you know, in the UK, we have universal healthcare. It's real great. You know, it's free at the point of use for anyone to use if you'd like to. But one of the downsides of that is it means there is a very strong interest in public health, because public health is public finance. The fewer people, if you smoke, you are directly going to take away government money that could be spent on whatever thing you like, you know, like houses for the homeless. Money that could be spent on that is instead, ooh, God, okay, there we go. This is the bottom block. Let's mine this out. Money that could be spent on that is being spent on someone who decided to smoke, even though we all know it's bad, even though it's not a good thing. There's a guy who went to jail for killing someone who consented. That's an interesting thing, because we only like, I've always thought about this one so much, like, why can't you kill someone if that person says you can kill them? And the answer is because you can't sign away your rights that are, like, state guaranteed. Because if you could, then, you know, like, it's kind of like, I don't know, like, if you could sign away all of your rights, then someone could force you to sign away your rights. It's a whole problem. Like, being able to prove that a contract wasn't signed under duress is hard enough for, like, money matters. But if it's your life, if you have a contract saying, oh yeah, I killed this person, here's the signed contract saying they did it, it's like, so that's a hard one to enforce. Like, I guess you could get it notarized in front of a third party, but what if the third party's in on it? Because the party who is dead, so you can't know for sure what's going on there, you know? So there's a real problem with that, right? Like, but taxes from cigarettes, says Autumn Mama. See, right, like, you have to tax cigarettes if you're gonna have them, because otherwise, because I actually, also, my son Corbin says, hi, Toy Cat is yes. Hey, thank you, Alan Walker. It's a really interesting one, right, because the taxes from cigarettes are a huge source of revenue, but that revenue then has to be poured back in 50 years later, or like 30 years later, into, like, ventilators, into, like, you know, lung cancer treatment. Like, there's a lot of like very serious results. Also, I didn't realize I kept the pillars. Oh, I didn't keep the pillars, but there's a lot of things you have to work on, like the cannibal who ate the guy who consented to it. Right, like it's such an interesting one to me. The whole thing. The UK government spends £800 billion a year. Owen Canine, if you translate that to dollars, that's $1 trillion a year. You know, for 60 million people. Why so much obsidian? Gold farms, says Harold Best. That is my new justification. Yes. Honestly, I just wanted to destroy another pillar. I just had a craving for some obsidian destruction. Is there a good reason? No. Also, we have this like little we have this pattern on the channel. You might have noticed. I have noticed it at least. We have a pattern on the channel that's like one real stream where we do something, and then one stream where we just mine something and talk. I think it's a good balance to have. I like having like an easy type of stream, just like let's load up Minecraft. You know, it's like this is like if I was a teacher, just like I'm gonna put a projector on, and you can all work it out yourselves or whatever. So Kat, which country has the best shapes? Says Aaron M. Oh, that's a good video topic right there. Second channel video sorted. Anyway, so chill stream, says Autie Mama. Right, it's so much easier to just chill and chat and like have ideas. But because the world needs you as much as you need the world. Like again, you don't realize how many people you need on a day-to-day basis to do their thing for you to exist. But it's totally a reality. Like if you, a lot of people are like, I saw a thing today that's like, oh yeah, what if we just made food and drink free? And it's like, yeah, that's a great idea. But also what you're actually saying is anyone who makes, produces, sells fruit is actually going to be, you know, you're trying to say that they shouldn't make money. But then you're like, oh yeah, but like, I don't actually mean take away their money. What I mean is like, you know, like the government pays for it all, and then we can have it free at the point of use. And it's like, well, I mean, but then what you're really saying is like, okay, so we can pay for food via a body that does varying degrees of efficiency. And it's like, but you know, okay, I see the issue of that one. But you know, what if we like, you know, what if we only took from like insert group here that I really don't like? What if we made them pay for the food? Then it's like, well, that's just politely asking for people, you know, like to pay for your food, and that's like a fine thing to go after if you want to. But anyway, I had 4 wisdom teeth out. You made my day. Thank you, says Caitlin Kuzabara. Thank you very much, Caitlin Kuzabara. I appreciate that a lot. It is so hot, by the way. But so one of the problems is that because we're like so interreliant on each other, like again, you literally can't. We require each other for everything. Even the most basic systems between us all require people to function. Like even YouTube that we're all using right now, there are hundreds of engineers working right now to load, balance, traffic, etc. to make sure that you watching this video can see my words from me to you. I'm gonna take this off as well, actually. This is done without the thing over the top. I still love you, chat. Or do I? Probably not. Now that I think about it, you know, I like some of you. Some of you are okay. Don't come to school tomorrow. But, like, because we're so reliant on each other for everything, it means that if someone doesn't do anything, in a world where they're expected to do something, that's like a genuine hurt. Like, it's kind of like the whole, like, oh yeah, what if every single person did nothing? Well, then it's like, well, then the world kind of falls apart. Like, the problem with being so interreliant on each other is that when people just do nothing, when people use what should be their, you know, God-given right, when people use what should be their inherent right to do nothing, it feels like, whether it's true or not, it hurts everyone, right? Everyone, like, if you make a lot of money this year, if you make a business, you do a real good thing, you make everyone richer. Everyone. Like, you might think, no, I make myself richer. No, you pay taxes. You add value to society. Like, that's like, even if you know, like, you somehow find a business that adds no value, you're still paying taxes. You're still paying employee, whatever. Like, if you do something that's really great, you make everyone better off. If you do something, if you do like nothing, you can either argue that you make everyone not better off, or more realistically, because, you know, again, the average person, if you make $0, if you do 0 good deeds this year, then the average number of good deeds a person does goes down. The average, amount a person earns, the average tax dollars, whatever amount metric you want to use. But every single one of those things will go down very slightly because you did nothing, which means therefore it's kind of like a team, which I don't like. I don't like that at all. I think one of the things I really believe in, even to like the detriment of like others, is you should have the right to be inactive. You should have the right to not. Like it's kind of like some people say I didn't choose to be born, and I think that's true. Like, yeah, you didn't choose to be born. I actually agree with that sentiment that like someone had you. Also, he remember me says Shrek with AK. Shrek with the AK. You know what? Thank you very much. Wait, Toy Cat, if we pay to become your wife, can we annoy Nudge Farage by giving people free citizenship? You're not sure. How is Toy Cat really hot at 10:56 p.m.? It's just because my PC, I'm streaming right now, so it makes a lot of heat, plus my Xbox, etc., etc. It's the whole thing. Anyway, let me just go back to my previous point and say that the world is a kind of scary place because of how much we want other people to succeed, which is great that every incentive is there for you to do well. But also, sometimes I don't think we give the right advice on how to help people do well for themselves and for others. Like, we lose the balance of why you should do things, like, do things to help yourself and to help others. And instead we focus on, like, do what you want to do, man. Like, you worry about the rest later. And it's, like, kind of dishonest because we say do what you want to do, but every single incentive in the system is actually set up to be like, but here are the things we want you to do. Here are the things the world would actually value. Like, you can be like, oh yeah, I want to review dolphins all day. I want to look at pictures of dolphins and I want to review them. It's like, cool, man, but how is, like, is that helping humanity, or are you just reviewing dolphins, my man? I want a divorce, pay me alimony. Technically speaking, the alimony is the non-forfeited revenue, right? Plus their expectations on what is considered doing well. Yeah, and those expectations are entirely based on your world around you. This is one of the like tragedies that keeps, like, people talk about like wealth and income inequality all the time. The real thing that keeps that is like what those around you expect you to do shapes so much what you're going to do. Which is why, like, one of the worst pieces of advice you can give someone if you want them to be prosperous is be like, do whatever you want, man. Like, it's the best, like, it's like, oh yeah, what should you do for a living? You want to be a YouTuber? Be a YouTuber, man. And it's like, well, that does work for 1% of people. It is a career path that does have potentially high rewards, it seems. And like, again, I am one of those. I am in the 1% of YouTubers who managed to make this job, like 0.01% or something. But like, it's not widespread success. Like, you can be you can be a very successful dolphin reviewer. You can review dolphins all day. What does reviewing dolphins mean? I genuinely do not know as I say it, but you can review dolphins all you like. But the really bad advice I feel like is when people are like, oh yeah, don't worry about the money, that stuff just happens by itself. And it's like, no, the money doesn't just happen by itself. That's fundamentally not how money works, actually. So I can't please do a dolphin review stream. I totally will, Harrison Gray. My health has gone downhill in the last couple of years. I miss contributing to society. And that's the other end, right? Like, you're not contributing to society. If you can't, and like, it's kind of different, right? That's one of the other like fundamental holes in our thinking too. If we make big generic rules about like, oh yeah, you're making the world a better place when you go to your 9 to 5, except some people can't for physical disability reasons, for whatever other reasons. And it's like, oh no, you're still helping, but like, so it is. Are we lying to the person who can't, or are we lying to the person who can? And the ultimate reality is that we all don't really know. We just generally kind of piecing it together as we go. The one advice that I've given to a lot of people that they say have helped is just like, here's the one thing. If you're not sure what you want to do, that's a great place to be. You can specialize. Like, if you have a dream job in your mind already, then it's sad because you have to give up on your dream, or you have to, like, you give up on your dream, or you don't give up on your dream, and you potentially get into a bad place. Like, it might go really well, you might get a dream job, and it pays what you want, etc., etc. But if you don't have a dream job, you're in a great situation right now. If you're watching this, and you're like, I don't know what to do with the rest of my life. Let's say you're young enough that you can still specialize. Work out whatever is like the high in demand. Lots of people want them, but not enough supply. Like, for instance, computer programmers. Even if you're like not the best, but if you're just like pretty good, like Facebook and Twitter and Google and Microsoft, they'll all pay you. Just like they need entry-level programmers that they can train into higher-level programmers. They are desperate for them, and they'll pay you like 6 figures a year. It's in California, so like realistically, you're not making like the same as 6 figures where you are right now. But like, it's pretty great. Even in the UK, if you're in London, you can do really good numbers from software. And it's like, well, not everyone can do software. Plumbing or electricity, you know, like those things are high. You know, again, like again in your area, it's gonna be somewhere different. There's gonna be some things like if you live in a place where there's lots of, you know, like mining. There's gonna be some weird special like working on oil mining rigs is a huge deal in the UK. Like some people make insane salaries doing that. There's so much want for these things, and it's not being fulfilled. The world needs more of this, and the reason that they pay well is because the world is like, we need this. We're willing to pay a lot of money to find someone who can do this. We want people who would otherwise do other things. Like one of the interesting things, actually, like here's a crazy thing that isn't intuitive, is that if you work as the exact same skills, working as a game developer, you make like 1/3 of what you do as a programmer just working on, again, random software anywhere else. Because there are so many people who apply, even to like EA, to work on games because their passion is video games. They want to help make those games. Those exact same skills you get anywhere else will pay you so much more. And it seems dumb. It's like, why, if it's the same job, why does it pay more money in this case? It's the same with like, you know, being a, and I feel like being a nurse versus being someone's like home, like being a public nurse versus being a private one. Like, there's so many different examples of this, but like, if there is a thing that lots more people want to do, they know that they can, you know, take down the rate, and you'll be like, yeah, I'll still do it. The same people who get those same skills to become programmers are so much more sought after in the other industries, because no one thinks themselves, oh yeah, I would love to learn how to code computers so I can make Facebook's next timeline algorithm. No one thinks that to themselves, but it's a job that needs to be done, or at least according to whoever's making the money, it needs to be done, right? Whereas, you know, the number of games out there that are looking for people and can be like, oh yeah, we'll find someone. We'll go into the hundreds of employees who have been unemployed since the last game dropped. You know, you get me? Even if being good with game developer paid a tiny amount, I would still become one to have a rainbow sheep named after me, says Oxymoron. That's the interesting thing about Jeb, right? I think he's only working on Minecraft because he was friends. Or, like, there was some, like, personal connection between him and Notch before Minecraft. I think that's, like, even then it's, like, a lucky... There's, like, an insane amount of luck involved in just that one connection. Working on a good game. If you work on games, you'll probably work on, like, My Little Pony 3, you know? That's the real reality. 5th channel for dolphin reviews. Okay, should we review some dolphins today? Let's find some dolphin pictures. Let's find some nice dolphin pictures. Okay, I found some dolphin pictures. Are you ready for this? Let's rate some dolphins, chat. Let's rate some dolphins. Okay, so is this gonna work? Yes, it is. Okay, the chat is. I'm sorry, you're a little bit big there, chat. I'm gonna move this to the right. I'm sorry, chat. Goodbye, chat. So we're looking at dolphin pictures now. So this dolphin right here. Oh, you can't see it in big. Wait, I can fix that. Wait, give me a second. Okay, so you can see right up to there. If I just move this window to the left a bit, just make it way smaller. Okay, that should fix the problem. You know, Google is not very good. Yeah, I'm just gonna Google dolphin pictures somewhere else. GettyImages.co.uk. Let's rate the dolphin images on Getty Images. There we go. Here's my new high quality idea. Okay, go. Always terrified because it's Getty Images. I feel like you will get in trouble actually. You know, I'm gonna try one more time. We're gonna try a place that isn't Getty Images. Shutterstock? No. Pinterest. There we go. No one can see you on Pinterest. That's just facts. Okay, so here is... Oh, God. So close. So close. Whew. Almost exposed me for leaving the wrong message. I join the screen, and I come into dolphins, says Snoop Potato. I want dolphins, come on, be fast. I just have to, like, work something out. I got very close to showing off some secrets there. Showing off some bad secrets. Like, deep, dark secrets. You know the ones. Okay, so I'm going to just sit here. I'm going to stare at the top of the end. It's going to be nice. And in the meantime, we're going to go to... this. Okay, we're good. Throw it over here a bit. Beautiful dolphin. Okay. So here are some beautiful dolphins on Pinterest. So this dolphin right here, I'm going to give that like an 8 out of 10. This dolphin's very cute. Don't get me wrong. But is it this dolphin? No, these two dolphins are literally putting their faces against each other. So that's a 9 out of 10 dolphin. This is only a 5 out of 10 dolphin because we get it. Dolphins can jump out of the sea. We're done with you, dolphins. This dolphin, you know, 6 out of 10 because he's trying a little face, making that selfie happen. I mean, I don't know how he's taking the selfie. He doesn't even have arms around the camera. It's a fake selfie is what it is. He got his friend to take that picture. This dolphin's a nice 5 out of 10 again. Again, he's a little bit smug as he's going out of the water, but it's just like, we get it, dolphins. You jump out of water. Do something else. Keep it fresh, you know. That's all I'm saying. These dolphins, pretty cute. These dolphins made a heart in the water. I'm sure that's fake, but that's nice. This dolphin, 4 out of 10. He understands. He gets the game. Dolphins always look so happy. They do. It's nice. Okay, that was Toy Count Reviews dolphins. I'm gonna stop that right now. Okay, so to be honest, being a dolphin is probably more fun than being a human. I don't disagree. I mean, there's a lot of very concerning things that dolphins do to each other that make me cautious in agreeing all the way. But in general, I agree. Imagine how confused people who just joined would be. Look, sometimes you just want to rate some dolphins, you know? Sometimes you just got to rate the dolphins. Rate your viewers. 0 out of 10, 0 out of 10, 0 out of 10. Unless you give me the $5 that I demand to not lick your eyeballs, you're all bad people. Another iconic moment on stream. Look, I just wanted to rate some dolphins, okay? That's all I wanted to do. But no, the fundamentals of like the world, it's the most basic lesson, but we don't teach it because we don't want it to be. There's the exact philosophy, it's a cognitive bias where we want to live in an ideal world, so we imagine that we do already. I forgot the name of it. I can find it if I believe myself. Okay, I'm gonna look at some Enderman. I'm gonna find this. Okay, I got it. I got this. Don't worry. I'm gonna find it real fast. Okay, it's called the Just World Hypothesis. The Just World Hypothesis. The Just World Fallacy, or the Just World Hypothesis, is the cognitive bias or assumption that a person's actions are inherently inclined to bring morally fair and fitting consequences to that person, to the end of all noble actions being eventually rewarded and all evil actions being eventually punished. It's actually like a good bias when you apply it to yourself. If you think to yourself, I will do good things and it will make the world a better place, and then the world will reward me for those good things that I do. All I have to, you know, like, I want the world to be a better place than it is, and I will imagine that it is a better place so that I can do the things I want to. On that level, it's actually a pretty, it's pretty nice, you know? It's like, it's a fun thing to do. But the 5th channel, IVX Dolphin Reviews. 5th channel's Deep Dark Secrets Review. Man, honestly, it's scary though. Like on YouTube, in reality, like I wouldn't have to worry about 99%. I don't mind telling people 99% of stuff. There's always that one person though. There's always someone who's like, I'm watching the stream and I've worked out where IVX Toy Cat lives and what is, you know, social security. Like I've worked out all his secrets and I'm cool for that. I'm gonna show up at his house one day. It'll be funny. It's like you don't know the terror that you're inflicting on someone there. But anyway, basically why people, okay, it's all good. The Just World Hypothesis is a really interesting one because we all want to live in a perfect world. No one looks at the world and goes, you know, I like that it's flawed. Actually, you know, I look at the world and say I like that it's flawed. Because the world is flawed, you actually have to make interesting decisions about being a good person. It's not the default choice. The default choice is never the perfect choice. It's never the right choice. We sometimes make the default choice, but it doesn't make it right. And that's fine, you know, we can't all be perfect all the time. But, because we all like to imagine the world as being better than it is, we sometimes advise other people like that's the only thing. Like, oh yeah, were you mugged yesterday? Well, I guess the only thing to do is to just, you know, to hope for the best. And it's like, that's not the correct advice. The correct advice is try and get your stuff back, man. Like, oh yeah, you didn't get the job interview? You know, just keep on trying. You just got unlucky. It's like, you might be unemployable. Also, we know he lives in Greater London County on the outskirts of the City of London near the coast. Exactly, you got me, Hexatron. DM me for Twigcat's NI number. Man, I actually do wonder, like, how much of your life is screwed if someone gets your national insurance number in the UK? I genuinely don't know. Like, probably bad. Agreed that not everyone is perfect. But, like, instead of saying, oh, yeah, you're perfect, the world just doesn't know it. Instead of being like that, we could be like, oh, yeah, well, here's the issue. It's fine if you don't want to deal with that. Like, no one wants... Like, you know, what issues do I have? My hair's gone way too long, right? Because of quarantine. That's why it is. It's all quarantine's fault. Darn, I don't know who that is, but I hear they make a good movie or two. But, like, I don't think you should be concerned if someone finds out your social security number. I don't know about that one. Your hair looks good. Thank you very much. Also, totally stole that joke from... totally stole it. But the idea that, like, instead of, like, helping people in actually helping them, you can help them, like, emotionally, you know? Your hair looks good. Thank you. But, like, it, you know, like, we can be like, oh, yeah, it's great. It's perfect the way it is. It's like, you know, it's not perfect. It's good, maybe, you know? Like, that's the best we can say. You don't have a social security number. In the UK, we have something called a national insurance number, which is effectively the same thing. In the UK, we have the same, like, fear of government IDs as America does. Again, this is an interesting thing, right? Like, this is the exact same argument that I was making before about, like, we all fear the idea of, like, what should happen, logically speaking, is the government should issue you an ID, right? So that the government knows who you are. Like, when you are born in the country, there should be a registration process, and you should know what's going on. But in a few countries, I know the UK and the US are prime examples. If you want to do that, it's seen as this very scary idea. Because that means that you're tracking people from the moment they're born. Obviously, being tracked from the moment you're born isn't always a bad thing. The government it's not going to care about everyone. But having a centralized database of who everyone is that can be used for any reason, you know, even the political ones, is a kind of scary one to a lot of people. Having, like, you existing in some centralized database where, you know, like, you can be singled out based on all your criteria, because it's always going to be in there, right? Yeah, so, I, also, Dream hit 150k live views today. Do you think that's alright at IBX Toycat? I think we're doing pretty close to 150k ourselves here. Thank you very much. We're like, basically there. It's all good. Yeah, the kind of fear of being, like, watched is why, even though in reality, like, most countries are just like, oh yeah, the fear of being, you know, like, tracked or whatever is less than the usefulness that comes from this. But in countries where, like, we value individual freedom, we're like, but even though it's valuable for everyone combined, we should let you do this. And it's this interesting balance you always have to make with every single decision you make about, you can, by expanding individuals' freedoms, in some cases, you limit the collective freedom. If you wanted to make the perfect society for everyone...
Finally packing for college, so thank you for the entertainment.
Happy college pack, Casty Schmidt. If you want to make the perfect society for everyone, right? You would tell every single person what to do for every single moment of their life. You know, but as a benevolent, omnipotent dictator. And you can make everyone perfectly work together so that everyone's needs are fulfilled. But then you miss the most important need of all, which is the ability to feel like you're making free decisions. And that's something I feel like, and that's what it really comes down to. That's why totalitarian countries don't work, because they don't realize that a thing that people want is the ability to make decisions, is the ability to being free, even if it's worse. Be like, you know, it's such a weird thing to think about, but like that's why it doesn't work. That's why we get to where we want, because people want to make their own choices. That's why Minecraft is so popular, right? Like, so many games out there are just like, here is a story, we are going to tell it to you. Like me trying to get kids to behave. You know how like when you've got a child, the best thing to do to parent it, instead of saying you are going to go downstairs, you go, are we going to go downstairs or are we going to go eat some broccoli? Like, you always give a choice. Even if you make one of the choices deliberately bad, but by always giving a choice, you make them feel like they're in control. It's the exact same situation, but like having that freedom feeling, even from like the fact that we have it instilled in us, even as children, that like, oh yeah, I think being able to choose is a good thing. It'd be funny if you did an entire stream of just making fun of people's names who donates. You know what? I'm gonna start doing that from now on. I think I do that anyway, actually, if we're being honest. But Australia has been in lockdown, bruh. Isn't it only parts of Australia that are locked down? Which is interesting, because Australia, like, literally locked down from the world, which is, like... I know, I think it's a little bit rude. Like, okay, it's alright, didn't want to come in there anyway. You're right, but broccoli is, like, kid kryptonite. Man, broccoli sucks so bad. I don't know, why do we try to eat it? Why do we make other people try to eat it? Also, thank you, good to see you peacocking. Oh! I don't know, I thought I broke that block just wrong or something. I didn't, though. It's all good. Did you know if you fall into the void, your stuff goes to the world spawn? That is not fact. It'd be cool if it was fact. It's sad that it's not. Are you getting any mega streams which last for 5 hours or something, says Shravia? I think that's a good idea. I think, I'm surprised I haven't done one in so long. People like other people eating things that are green. Oh man, one of the like biggest dietary problems that I dealt with is like as soon as I lived by myself, I was like, I don't ever have to eat vegetables again. Never again do I have to eat vegetables. Because I was never free to pick to eat vegetables. I just ate the vegetables because they were on my plate. And if I didn't eat the vegetables, someone would be mad at me. So I ate them, but they didn't taste good. The good tasting thing was the pasta or the steak or the KFC or the whatever else, you know. And you know, it's dumb for me to prefer those things. Like, obviously, like, as an adult, you're like, oh yeah, but you also, the reason you need to eat green is because otherwise you poop and it gets stuck to your behind or whatever. Like, it's, you know, like, you know, everyone knows how, what's it called? What's the thing? Hemorrhoids work. That's not good for you. You know what else is bad? Like, having your stomach feel like it hurts. Eat healthy, kids, actually is important. Kentucky Fried Broccoli. Oh, I would die for some Kentucky Fried. Like, one of the things that, imagine Toycatch talking about waiters for 5 hours. I want to do that so bad now. Just like, every time someone brings something up, we'll just mention it for 5 hours. I had a bowl of broccoli for breakfast last week because I love vegetables. Boo, Chantal, your opinion's wrong and you should feel wrong. That's awful. That's the most disgusting thing I've heard today. And I'm pretty sure that was a Nazi in the chat earlier. I could be wrong. It's weird that people don't like veggies. Meat's kind of creepy. I can only eat so much. Yeah, honestly, it's like cheap meat and like badly prepared meat and cheap meat and is just as bad as badly prepared vegetables. I think there's a connotation though, because meat is so expensive and vegetables are so cheap. And people are bad at cooking vegetables. Like, just boil them or whatever. Because people are bad at cooking them, generally, I think people dislike them. There's no way you can think every vegetable's disgusting, though. It's true, but it's always going to be, like... If you think about the myriad of factors that make you choose what to eat, it's always easier to not get vegetables than to get vegetables, in my experience. Like, because even though I like tender stem broccoli, I like asparagus, I actually, you know, I don't think broccoli's bad if you cook. No, I'm thinking of boiled broccoli and I'm like feeling sick. But like if you like if you roast some broccoli just right, It's kind of good. Parsnips can be pretty good too if you like. Again, you need to like scorch them. You need those things to be mostly burnt, and then they're pretty good. Cauliflower if it's covered in cheese. No, even then. You get me, like most vegetables. Carrots, oh, get out of my life. Lettuce, it's got a crunch and that's cool, but it doesn't have flavor. The flavor is objectively bad. Kale is really good if you cover it in a thing. Still thinking about the time you said eggplant was your favorite vegetable. Oh yeah, aubergine is so tasty. Aubergine is the tastiest. Like, because I only eat aubergine in 2 dishes. One is one my grandmother makes because she's Sri Lankan. She makes this weird Sri Lankan aubergine dish. And the other one is like Japanese, like they like fry it up, they cover it in soy sauce. They're two high effort, like good mixing dishes. Honestly, what it really is it's Cyrus says and Mum is really good at cooking vegetables. You know, this is the longest vegetable discussion we've ever had. I got sidetracked from my actual thought I wanted to say, like 5 seconds into saying it. And I've been talking about vegetables non-day. You ever tried honey glazed parsnip? I haven't, and I don't intend to. Sprouts are the absolute worst. Everyone insists there's a good way to do sprouts, and you are a gross human being if you think that. You are a gross human being and you should feel bad. And I hope you do feel bad. That's my simple answer. Thai food is the only reason I like carrots. Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of like cultures do a certain thing better than here. Like, I don't know, rice is really rough, but like Asian food is very good with rice. Like chips are, you know, I realize that's a whole thing. There's a lot of food that's like bad in, I like paprika, but I forgot the English word, so you'll never know. Oh, here's an interesting one, PN. I like teaching non-native English speakers about this one because it's so dumb. They're called peppers in the UK, paprika, pepper, and then they're called bell peppers in America. But paprika is also, oh god, that's terrifying. Paprika is also like a name for spice in the UK, in British English. British English. Didn't know why I had to do that. Uh-oh, only 4 minutes. You know, I've got myself a lot of obsidian today. More obsidian than I need. Honestly, like, how much obsidian does one need? Not this much, I say. Okay, let me talk about Kafka traps. We've got 4 minutes. But there's this linguistic idea that you can, like, trap someone into saying a certain thing. Like, if I say to you, how badly does Minecraft need to update caves? That question, like, again, we all know this, but we don't know the name for it. That question, by default, assumes that you are, that, like, the caves need to be updated. There's no easy way to answer that question that doesn't, like, I do not think caves need to be updated badly. You have to, like, word your way out of it. Yes or no, like, or, like, do you think that caves need to be updated do you think that caves should be the #1 priority for an update in Minecraft? I guess that's not the perfect one. Like, do you think that caves should be updated next or the one after next? I'm giving you 2 options and they're both implying that it's very, very important, right? Like, because of the way English is set up, there's a lot of these, like, linguistic traps. Man, I really like this janky, thing. It's called a leading question. It's, there's a lot of names for it. I've heard a lot of them. But it's like a, there's so many examples, but like, you can trick the, you know, like everyone knows the famous one is, how badly do you beat your wife? And it's like, you know, it's hard to go through. There's a billion examples of these you can go through. My favorite one, we're pretty far late in the stream. But like, if you want to make someone say something, because you know, who are the worst people in society? Wow, it's Nazis. How do you make someone say something awful? You make them say something like, you know, so it's like, so did Hitler go far enough? And if they say yes or no, they're condoning. Oh, you can kill cows in 1 hit. Regardless what they say in the answer in response to that question, they are saying some bad things.
I just came here from Brian's live stream. How are you today, Toy Cat?
How are you today, Toy Cat? Luke Longstreet. No, thank you very much, Luke Longstreet. I'm doing pretty great today. You know, everyone else was busy doing some form of tournament thing. I had a much better time chilling and mining obsidian, I think. And I'm glad that you came away from it. Does your mother know you play Minecraft? Says Bolt the Clown. She totally knows, but she has no clue. Some people use it to manipulate. Yeah, if you're speaking to someone that doesn't know what you're doing, Again, it's like you can speak to people like children, and as long as you do it in a way that they don't realize, you can have a lot of kind of concerning results that come from that. But thank you. The correct answer is he went too far. But like the question gives you like a yes, you know, like it gives you 2 ways to go. And any question, like you can obviously, any question can be worked out. Also, to get you missed my 169 donation. Thank you, Whitey. It's funny because like that's the sex number after 1. Like you had 169. It's very funny. So this is how much obsidian I have, by the way. It's a bit of a problem. I think we can all vaguely agree. And I guess we're going to make it a worse problem because we are going to take a bunch out. We're going to put it inside this shock box here. And then we're going to throw it back in. Because you're not... Oh, I know. So, if you have an idea of what to do with, like, this amount of obsidian... Because realistically, gold farm, right? I just already have a gold farm and I don't want to make another one. You don't... You feel me? Do you feel me, chat? Do you feel me hard? I hope you feel me. If you don't feel me, I feel you. Because this has been a delightful live stream. I've enjoyed your company this evening. And if you've enjoyed mine, then consider subscribing. Because tomorrow I'm going to do some dumb challenge. Probably. Maybe. Definitely. I might be doing some... No, actually, maybe not tomorrow. Actually, I was going to be really busy tomorrow. But the thing I thought I was going to do tomorrow isn't open. So, who knows what I'm doing. All I know is that I don't know. And that's okay, because you don't need to know. As long as you don't know. I don't know, but I don't know, you know? See, look, that's what some streamers call super chat, like, tips and stuff. They call it, like, the donos. Which I kind of like, you know? It's whatever. It's better than not calling it anything, I guess. But you know what's even better than not calling something not? It's having a stroke at the end of a live stream. Thank you for watching today's thing. I hope you all enjoyed it. Because I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye. This paper straw, like, surprisingly held up.